everybody. Welcome to All That Matters and More. My name is Komiki and welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. But before we dive right into it, guys, please take note that the content we will be providing is for entertainment, educational, and informative purposes. And please do not consider what we say here today as professional or medical advice. So, hi, guys. It's officially the 1st of September. Happy spring to everybody. I am so glad it is getting a little bit warmer. We can get a bit of sun, get the vitamin. What's the sun again? Vitamin C, D. Vitamin D.
The one that is needed.
Not the vitamin D you guys are thinking of. If you are, that's okay as well. And guys, thank you once again for joining us. Today I have amazing guests with me. It's definitely going to be a different topic. I don't think anybody is going to expect this one, but once again, I think we will get to a good point as to why certain things like this should be discussed, because I think that some social issues overlap as well, and it can impact our daily living and even our relationships, as you guys will see what we will talk about and get into. So, guests, lovely people, please definitely introduce yourselves.
As the flower here, so I'm Lebogang Motau, the founder and CEO of Free World Initiative. And I'm just happy to be here in spring. It was difficult to get dressed this morning. I'm not sure where we are, but I got my flowers on. So flower all the way. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
I'm Face. I'm Born Face. Sean Katoma. I simply go by Face. And thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to the conversation. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. So it's like Born Face.
Yes, Boniface, like Saint Boniface. Yeah, the Catholic Pope. Yeah.
Yeah, like awesome. Mass says, like we see your face, like Boniface.
Face, yes, yeah.
Very corny, but we love it. Yeah. Unique as well.
First thing you see.
Right. Cool. Yeah.
First thing you see.
But upon our face. Yo, I'm Freddie Maestro. I am a voice artist and I'm also like head volunteer at Flower Power. She was talking about flowers, and also volunteer at First World Initiative. I'm a chief volunteer, really. If you really need someone to volunteer their time, hit me up. And I'm a lover of life. Let's get going.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Good energy, good people with me today. So actually, I was talking to Lebo. I think everybody has seen Lebo. They're going to see her for a very long time. She's also been stepping up and, helping us a lot so that we all can reach, a common goal. So basically, I was talking to Lebo and obviously she was explaining being obviously in a poly relationship. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. I think mainly because we just live in a society where anything is possible. However, we live in a society where where information is not represented as well as it should. So I think that we are kind of just like winging it. And we're just kind of like, oh, whatever, I'll just kind of do whatever today. But we necessarily don't understand the implications. Okay. So can you guys just please let us know what sort of a relationship you're in? What are your views on it? And why have you decided to make that conscious decision?
I'm going to give this up to the gentleman first, and then I'll come in.
Okay, cool.
Maestro, let's go. What's happening with you right now?
All right, I'm in a single ship.
Okay.
Nice rowboat of my own, paddling through the waves. Reason being, I've had relationships, and because of this topic, most relationships could not succeed. And that's why I'm here to really explore how do we get poly established well, and how do we introduce it well in a relationship, and how do we get to make it work, and what does make it work, and what are the instruments that make it work? Because even in simple mono relationships, people are still not getting the instruments right, and they get to discuss them, they get to talk about them. So if you are having a relationship that is different, I think it's best that you let everybody know what are the tools.
So just for clarity, so I know where my head is at, are you solo poly or are you just single right now?
Right now, just single.
Okay.
Yeah, not even trying to dash with nobody yet. But,
Calm Oh, man.
The status can always be reviewed upon application.
Okay, noted. Noted. Okay, but I definitely did like what you're saying. Finding the right type of tools for us to have the correct conversation. Ooh. Brother?
I find the whole thing just very interesting, right? I was asked briefly what my thoughts on the topic was actually earlier. We discussed this, and I simply said unrealistic. And
So just to clarify, I asked, what's your viewpoint on poly relationships?
Yeah.
I felt, well, I feel, but I'm open to learning. It's very interesting. You get what I'm saying? Because it's very attractive. Firstly, just thinking about it, like offhand, like like it's okay, yeah, kind of thing.
Hold on, but what kind of setup are you in?
Yeah.
You're keeping us hanging here. We're trying to find out.
What setup are you in? We need to
I've
know.
got I've got a person. Mono, we call it, right?
Just take your mic up, brother, so we can hear
All
you.
right. I've got a lady. I've got somebody. I've been preferring, and I prefer to be in a mono relationship. Yeah. So I'm in a relationship with a lady. Yeah, with her.
And just to quickly touch on why do you say poly is unrealistic?
So the normal relationship between two people, right? The mono, right? Is very complicated enough. I feel it's challenging enough, and for it to even mediocrely be successful, right? You need to put in a lot of effort. I feel. I find myself trying to putting in a lot of effort to simply to be fair and for it to work.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Bro, more people involved is okay. I watched this show as well, right? Why Women Kill. Why Women Kill. There's a show, and it starts off beautifully, and it's amazing, but people aren't honest enough. People are just not honest enough, and people are not willing to be honest to the point where it would work. Yeah, people are people, man, and as you say, I've been in relationships, right? It's crazy. It gets so crazy. So yeah.
So, Kamiki, today I'm choosing to be a co-host. Therefore, we're not going to touch on that with me. But there is something that you said, Face, that I would like to question, is that you said that mono is one-on-one.
Yeah.
Our poly is multiple.
Yeah.
And you saying it's already difficult enough to be one-on-one. Do you not feel that maybe it's due to the one-on-one that makes it difficult?
Not necessarily. The fact that I feel like the fact that I'm human, right? The selfish nature of being human makes it difficult. So I won't lie. If there are two beautiful females in front of me, queens, or you get what I'm saying, whether it be just for 30 minutes for an experience or whatever it is, and I don't know whether I will have a favorite, or you get what I'm saying. And I've just not had a good experience where more than one person was involved.
Maybe let me say this in response also to what he said earlier, just to follow up on what you were talking about, you did highlight a key aspect that people are just not honest enough.
Yeah.
And that is the key element that also raises, the exploration into a poly relationship.
Yeah.
Because you first understand that, okay, we might be together in this, but are we really together in this? Do I guarantee myself that I am actually playing the game according to the terms that we've set? Or am I deciding to be a child and still believe in Father Christmas,
And monogamy does feel like
monogamy has a lot of that, because Earlier, just off script, Komiki was also saying as a highlight, some men still take off their wedding rings or put on their wedding bands and still try to sell you a story. So with that said, maybe a follow-up question to you would be, what do you think would be a better option of the two when you are faced with that vice? Because you're saying that you've been through multiple relationships and yet you have found that, listen, this trust that we seem to base our relations on could all be fugazi.
So look, whether there's more than two people involved, I feel trust is still foundation kind of thing in terms of me being able to trust what you are saying right now to me. You get what I'm saying? And I like I said, I'm here to learn. So I'm not here with the mentality that is wrong and what I am in is the way. You get what I'm saying? I am in this. Firstly, that's the norm. Firstly, in terms of me and her, it's where I come from and how I was raised. You get what I'm saying? Firstly, that's where I come from. Cool. So anything else, this is the basis. I move from here and then back here, that kind of thing. You get what I'm saying? So
it's what you know.
Is what I know. But we've been in these three.
Yeah, you can be honest. Yeah, because I think
you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And these kind of, I won't lie, I feel like it's given me somewhat of also a very shallow and very small taste in what me, for instance, being in a relationship with two women would be like. You get what I'm saying? And to be honest, in something that is so spontaneous and so fun and so just, I don't know, I couldn't find the word.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Face, I love that you said earlier on, you said the selfish in you actually leads to monogamy. And it's actually the selfish in me that leads to poly lifestyles, because I discovered a while ago that no one person ticks all my boxes. And I'm not hating for that. I don't even tick my own boxes sometimes, So there'll be times that I prefer talking to Maestro, because Maestro and I have deep conversations about everything. We talk about how we are in a stimulation or whatever. So he's ticking that box. With you, I'm a bit more sensitive and we have more softer conversations. With Komiki, I will have joking conversations, but that is not taking away from the conversation I had with Maestro or with you. It's just different parts of me that need to be fulfilled. Therefore, I will enjoy it being fulfilled with other people instead of being frustrated with Freddie for not stepping up. So the selfish in me led me to realize that I would like to be satisfied in the relationships that I have. I'd like to come into every single relationship I have full. When somebody's not giving you everything you need, you do feel depleted. So when I am depleted with Komiki is not reading that book that I shared with her, and I would have loved for her to read it so we can talk about it, but Freddie has read it. So when I interact with Komiki, I know that, okay, babes, you didn't read it. Okay, when you get time, please read it. I would like you to read it. Freddie and I are talking about it. So I'm not resentful of Komiki or anything like that. And let's also talk sex, Even sexually, not all of us are compatible. So, for instance, I'm insatiable. I've got a very high sex drive. You might not be. You might be a cuddle type of person, or not even. I've broken the best of them. Not everyone has the same sex drive. So having multiple people actually helps with that and makes sure that whatever relationships we're in fulfill us more. That's how I feel about it.
Okay, now I hear you. Anybody else would like to add?
Well, not to add to that, but I wanted us to also just pull the slingshot a bit back. So just to also layer the foundation of understanding, perhaps let's break it down. Everybody is used to a monogamous relationship, but even that, we should also translate the term down to a monoamorous relationship, where we are not sticking it to a certain type that would keep people stereotypical. Because once we've engaged in this conversation also, we are not letting aside the fact that there is a difference between polygamy and polyamory, which is what we are then also expressing now to say, are you willing to get into a polyamorous relationship? What defines the grounds for a polyamorous relationship? And what are the types of polyamorous relationships that exist that we should then be knowledgeable of? I'd put that to you, Lebu. You would know.
And I always say each relationship, independent of it being a romantic or anything, is a contract between two people.
Yeah.
And those conversations are not being had. A lot of people think they're in monogamous relationships. They think they're one-on-one, yet somebody is choosing to have other partners and hide it. What poly is just saying is that let us be honest with each other and say, this is what we're getting into. And even within poly, there is different. Like you're saying, you've got your polygamy, your polyandry. Polygamy is known worldwide because it's the one that's spoken about the most. One man and multiple women.
Yeah.
Where polyandry now got South Africa its panties in a knot a few years ago when the minister allowed polyandry, which is one woman and multiple men. And that also started South Africa talking, is it realistic? Do we as women really want one man, more than one man? Can you handle it? But if you see the lives that most people are living, we're killing it. It's just there's the lie part of it. And that is what causes the breakdown. When we start lying to each other about what type of relationship we're in, that's why our GBV is so high and NN. So what we're trying to do when we are trying to have these conversations about poly just means, polyamorous means you are able to love multiple people, independent of gender, which is something you were also talking about. When it's not necessarily just man, girl meets girl meets boy, whatever. It is a multiple situation of being able to love multiple partners and in different ways. Also within polyamorous, there's different types of polyamorous. It's such a beautiful open spectrum, I guess, of love. That's how I see it.
I actually love that you said that it's a beautiful perspective of love, because I think people have the biggest misconception about it, I feel. Like you said, just going back to what you said in terms of obviously you being selfish, I think sometimes people are very selfish in terms of...
And let's change it again, self-full. I think about myself and how to make me happy. And if that takes multiple people, and as long as I'm not hurting any of the people, and that's where the truth comes in. As long as I'm not lying, I will let everyone know from get-go, I actually don't think monogamy is realistic. So I'm open about that all the time, independent of the type of situation I'm in. There are times that I am in a one-on-one, and I'm very happy in a one-on-one. But I need it clear that I am able to, and I might be interested in having other partners involved. And I am also loving the idea of you getting your fulfillment. When I was married, I offered my husband, I'm like, can we get you a girlfriend? My only stand was that she needs to be cute.
I had to put it out there. You are wild.
I said, my rule was that she needs to be cute. I wanted to be able to pick her out. So I wanted what we in poly lifestyle says a kitchen table type of relationship. I want to be able to, when Bonnie comes along, like, hey dude, you coming to see Komiki? We can sit down at the table and chat. We can be cool just because you are also with my girl. It shouldn't be an issue.
Yo.
No, but I mean, she's telling the truth. Majority of the time, and like I was telling you, now majority of the time you'll find that, I think not just only in marriage, but relationships where you literally think you're with this one person. You're so happy with this one person. Unfortunately, then it's like all of a sudden, and I like what Lebo said, unfortunately it leads to the extreme. You know, let's just put it this way. Now you find out that we're dating. You find out that I've been seeing like 2 to 3 other guys, of which whether I'm hiding That's on me. Whether they know, that's on me. But then I don't know how you're going to control yourself in the situation. What does that resort to? You beat me to a pulp. It should have never gotten to that situation.
I mean,
basically, I guess if we were honest about it, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, sibatala, guys. Like, there's so many things that we honestly need to discuss. So not to discuss for example, finances, safe sexual practices, especially sex, because
I
then
need to know who, and that is
Thank
a
you.
question when somebody comes to me, I ask who else is in this, and I've also got my boundaries and rules.
I guess from also what she was saying is that the pain of betrayal is more. It's okay to be disappointed, perhaps at inception, for one to tell you that, listen, this is just not working out. And perhaps you guys are still feeling butterflies. The relationship is amazing. In actual fact, I feel as though my veil of honesty was broken when I tried to express this early in relations with women. And I thought, listen, this was probably my first time getting about 3 goals all at once, and I was like, this is it. This is it. Gets in, yeah, no. Right. So, as a youth, and I'm like, I have 3 girlfriends. I let the first one go because I saw and felt like, okay, well, you are truly monogamous. You're not going to even try and explore my idea. So I told her, let you go. There's girls.
But
I even told her
before letting go,
yeah.
I would want to, and that's me. I talk everything through and I
So
want to
let me-
understand everything.
Let me finish the
Okay, sorry,
exploration of this. So we still have 2 other elements here. So now I've still got 2 goals, right? I've let the third one go because I was like, you're too soft. This one, you won't handle. No, for real. I loved her. 2 bits. I was like, ish, girl.
unfortunately it's chai.
Oh yeah, who saw na ba fitlile monyako and ba kokota jwalo ba keni bona who be it's chai, before you even get disappointed. I don't want to betray you. You haven't found out anything. I am letting you know now. There's not much that has happened, but from the conversations, from how I'm feeling, from where my mind is taking me, you won't be able to handle this. Cut that off. Then second
You
goal-
made that decision.
Yeah, I made
for
that
them.
decision for them, right?
Did you talk
But I did
about
not
it?
talk to them about it. That is at first fault. Second goal, happened to find out. Then I now have to meet the demon of betrayal to be like, oh, shyster, how do I handle it after having betrayed them? But in a normal monogamous relationship, even after you betray someone, your first line of defense is lie. Lie, nigga, lie.
Wasn't me.
You ain't got a choice now. You are caught in the corner. Lie.
But you caught.
But
But that wasn't me.
why does it have to be like that?
okay, hold
It
on.
wasn't
Why
with me.
lie?
Why does it have to be like that?
Not true. That is the first line of defense, but it wasn't with me.
Yes, it's fine.
I
But
came
why
out-
is the defense a lie?
Hmm.
What is your fear at that point?
Okay, because you are saying let me also keep the veil, of trust that you have. Let me keep the veil of trust that you have on
You
your
don't
face.
have trust.
It's already, you caught.
It is already broken. It is already broken, but we try by all means to patch it with sellotape. Okay. So now it's a patched up veil
Man, just
with
cry, bro.
sellotape.
You
can
catch me
see-
straight, I break down, start crying.
Because
sorry.
I'll be
So
honest.
basically,
it is,
you're saying that you share the same sentiment in a monogamous relationship. You would also lie if, let's say, there was betrayal.
No. If I'm caught, I'm caught. I mean, like, why
So it's
am I
not
lying?
that you're not
No.
doing it. That's the part I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
So it's not that we are not stepping out.
No.
It's only once caught.
No.
And the fear of losing that person kicks in, and we try and maintain this kumbaya-ness that no, we good. You and I are good. You the heaven and the earth and the stars and the moon. But Marakomiki also looks nice, guys.
But here's
So as long as you don't know that Komiki exists,
Yeah.
I'm going to carry on pretending that it's just you and I, Bonnie. But I'm looking at Komiki.
I think you're wrong.
There we go.
It's because miscommunication and back to what I was saying. Like,
Misrepresentation as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Because I should know that I am stepping into a situation that there's more than just us. I should know that. And I should have an option before I catch you to say I'm in or out. That's all I'm asking for.
Okay,
Let me know.
So
let me
Because there's
say this
certain things
also.
that, like I'm saying with level guys, just going back to guys like sex, money, okay? In terms of how much time do I spend with you, how much time do I not? There's so many things, not just only that, right? Let's say, for example, now they have told you have a dual mental illness. So let's say you have psychosis and borderline depression. Who do I pick? Oh, I pick you because I can have an emotional, intelligent conversation with you. But when I cannot who do I pick? I need to tell both of you. There's going to come a time away, literally now. Let's say, for example, I had a conversation with you're cool with, right? I decide not to tell you. You take me on a getaway. And there's specific medication I need to take or something bad happens. Who do I pick? Like, that's just my question is, yes, I pick you because I love you. But then there's certain things where who do I pick? Who do I tell and who don't I tell? Miscommunication. Because I'm going to betray you, or that's where I think that's where people are not getting it right. That's where the youth is not getting it right, unfortunately. Because number one, we forget sibadala. Number two, we forget that it's a reality. It happened back in the day when our parents used to do it, right? However, I think things then are just so taboo and they used to sugarcoat it. But I get
It's
it.
funny that back in the days they used to say,
Back in the day, guys, like, and let's not sit here and say, even no, as you're grown up and you sit there and they're like, why
it used to be said that
So on
the
and so
only time
forth.
you know how many children a black man has is at his funeral.
Yeah.
That's how real it was.
So we've already put down the fact that, okay, we don't like how everybody has to go around and have a relationship with a trust veil in front of them, and have this relationship that is just filled with these lies that keep it alive, which are so entrenched in our society that these lies are even part of our daily language. Not just living, but our daily language. You can speak to any elder today as a woman in a monogamous relationship whose trust veil has been broken. The first piece of advice you are going to get is, when I
got married, I remember when they sat me down and they'd tell you don't question your husband when he comes home. So from the beginning, they're already letting you know, there'll be others. When I just...
And also within monogamous relations and how we grow up knowing things, even us as gents, look, if I break her trust veil right now, God forbid, if I go speak to other gents, they will not advise me to go try and fix up what I've broken, and it's not going to be fixed anyway. It's a broken veil. Listen, just leave it, right? But the first thing they will do is not shun down upon my actions. They'll be like, oh man, you are a man. You are a man, you were supposed to do that.
Going forward, how are you then going to find the correct tools to have the conversations to be like, yeah, I get it, I'm a gent and a gemunna, right? But
look, I always say the best tools to find are people, right? The way I got to open up that conversation within myself, being someone who started off relations monogamous, I would say. But I'd say it was just monogamous by doctrine. But now the relation is on. I once asked my second girlfriend who found out that I have a girlfriend, listen, man, I love her and I love you too. She was like, so what are you going to do? And I was like, no, I can't do anything. It's up to you. You are either letting me love both of you or...
So within the lifestyle, we say it's
leave.
either ethical or unethical. So the ethical is where we are open and honest and we tell everyone that's coming in that this is my situation. The unethical is what most monogamous people are doing. Most of us are living poly lifestyles, including the so-called monogamous
it's just
people.
We're not honest
it's
about
just
it.
either ethical or unethical. So the ones who are lying about it, those are the ones who we need to talk to. I think that's where the danger comes in, because now we've got multiple partners who are not using protection, who are hurt, but also emotionally. It's not safe.
But are there people that are not alive? Because we're assuming that everybody in a monogamous relationship there's somebody lying about it. You get what I'm saying? Because I actually know relationships that I feel like no, but like legit, I know to be honest, like 2 couples, right? That I'd bet everything that I am to say that they have never, either one of them, gone out. And they are the only people each one of them has ever been with and knows. I know
in my
them
past life,
I know them.
In my past life,
out of the other.
Ever.
in my past life, I was in the Department of Health.
They haven't even dated other people before this.
I was with the Department of Health, and the highest HIV infections in Tanzania was amongst married women.
Okay.
Even recently.
Yes. No, I understand that. Look, I'm not saying that
You know, there's a lot you can do in 5 minutes, guys.
What a 5
No,
Minutes,
because
yeah.
he's coming and telling us that he knows 2 couples. Even if you are within those 2 couples, Naga 5 minutes, I can get a lot done and still look like I've done absolutely nothing. We've become so good at portraying ourselves as these goody. We wear our masks very well. And I remember when I first had to engage with the situation of somebody cheating on me, and I hate the word. Well, I guess if there's a lie involved, then it's cheating. I had to interact with that, and then I looked at my brother as a role model because my he loves love. He couples well. And I even went to him and I'm like, is it possible for somebody never to cheat? No. So I was going through those processes as well. But when I stopped and I asked myself, what's wrong? It was the ego that was affected. That if he is with somebody else, I might lose him. Once we get rid of all of that, will those 2 people that have never coupled with somebody else still be the same? You hope.
You believe it?
believe, to be honest with you,
Like
right?
110%.
I swear to you, the one guy is literally like, he's like almost like a brother to me. I've known him, right? And he's got a whole lot of other issues, like everybody has. We've got our issues and whatever it is, but that is not it. Like literally, like woman, hot, whatever, and he's got blue eyes and stuff. That kind of guy, bro. Like I promise you, bro. Like
and guys,
he nothing. Her, Lizen, like. You can even go there, friend. She's known. You went to school together. Even the way that you will greet her, she'll control. You'll see her routine there. She's controlling how you're greeting her, bro. Boundaries galore, my nigga. Like, so I'm again. I'm not even standing here and saying that I am one of these 2. I'm not saying that, but I know for a fact it exists, and I do not bash it. Just like I'm willing to learn about poly relationships and how it would work. And because people lie, man. People lie.
That's the issue.
People
That's the main
really
thing, I think.
lie.
Yeah,
bro.
that's
you
the
get what
main
I'm saying?
thing, yeah.
And the one thing that I never cross out when I meet any person is trauma. And even whether we are aware of it or not. And this affects us in how we communicate, and whether people lie about simple shit you don't need to lie about.
Yeah.
Like literally, I have this other car. I don't want to know, like, why, bro? Like, people lie about simple, irrelevant crap. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes to where you have to be vulnerable, right? I have cheated before. I've gone to a girl, but this is how I cheated, right? Yo, this is Sophie or this is Jessica at the time, whatever. This is who I'm in a relationship with, right? This is where I'm spending my time. This is where my plans are going. I find you attractive. I think you're beautiful. And this is what I want from you. If you game, let's do it. If you're not game, but understand, Oti, I'm here.
So that's
right?
ethical
My
on
thing
one
is,
end.
but then my
Exactly.
thing
But
is-
Yeah,
remember
just
I said
on-
I cheated
on
because
her
the cheating
end.
aspect is on this part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm admitting to it. So I'm not coming
so
from a
basically
point
what
of,
you were just doing is that you were having a hierarchy. That Kistedi and then this one is another one.
Yes.
And often steady has to, and then it's called being voided or not, that the main, and I hate that. I don't think there should be a main, because we're not lesser of people. We should all be equal in this type of situation.
Yeah.
So your main has a vetoing power. She or he is the one who can say whether you can see other people or not. And a lot of couples are like that, monogamous couples, and a wife will be like, as long as you don't bring them as a second wife, you can date around as long as I don't know about them. And it's just secrets.
All
It's
majority of
just
them
also-
do know. All majority of the wives do know. Lebo, you are right. They know. It's just I'd rather not look at it because I guess I don't know what agreement you guys have,
Insecurities,
or
I
maybe and maybe the husband. Let's say I think majority of the time the husband is bringing in money. And
Yes.
there's a tremendous amount of security. My thing is, I think the issue is, right, with everything that you guys are saying, I think people do want to do it. They're just scared.
So, you
People
know-
do want to
They're
do it, but
scared of
also,
losing.
I think so much of, I was going to say pop culture. I think so much of like pop culture and society has this thing and terminologies like side checking and this and this and that. Once again, we forget Sibatala.
Number
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
number
And then not
two.
just only that, right? I think another thing that sucks is that we also are so quick to shun the next person. If my friend is like, dude, I would like 3 people. You know what I'm saying? You're so quick once again to shun it, but you have most probably thought about it. So
Yeah.
my thing is, in your guys' experience, why are we so afraid to think what the next person is gonna think? Because I can bet you right now, there's somebody who's gonna sit there and be like, wow, you know, let me think about it like this, you know. And I think it does affect a massive part of your mental health, you know, for you to sit there and constantly worry and feel anxious, guys. Like it's a part of mental health.
The most
So
freeing
how do we rule
moment.
that out, where you can also have level
Yeah.
where we can also have power, you know, to say I'm in a relationship, monogamous, I'm in a poly lifestyle. How do I also maintain my mental health as a human being? How do I also, let's say now I have to make a decision, you know? And I love the fact that your situation, so guys, situation is different, you know? You didn't wake up one day and decide, okay, this is what I'm going to be for the rest of my life. You guys are conscious of what's going on. Unfortunately, we're not. And if you're not conscious of what's going on, if you're not conscious of your mental health, it will break you. Let's be honest.
So what I was saying is that the most freeing moment for me was when I became comfortable in my singleness, when I became comfortable being just with me, which meant that anyone else who's coming into my space, I'm not afraid of losing you. Therefore, I don't wear any masks when I interact with you. You deal with the real me. So when you come into my space, I will tell you that I don't do monogamy. Not because I want multiple relationships, but because I need you to accept me as who I am. Now we get into these so-called veils of believing that this will be my one-on-one forever after. And when he's now interested in somebody else, because he's so afraid of losing me, he hides it, going against his own nature and messing with his mental health. So coming back to the mental health, I think if we're true to ourselves and become self-full, then we're going to eliminate a lot of these things. And
The mental health issues in general, right?
You know, with that topic also, like just being on par with that. Lebo earlier was speaking of the element of play, that, you know, when she hears the expression of the word love, she, you know, reciprocates it as, you know, you are willing to play with me. But that element of play goes just beyond a moment of fun somewhere, but it goes throughout how we gel within our life. Because how important, the same importance that we teach children to play is the same importance that we have to carry playing dynamics into our life. So she mentions the broken promise. If the game starts and I tell you now, you can only play with player 1, right? You have your intentions, you've had your goals set. Now you're playing with player 1 and there's player 3. And you're like, wait, what is my role in this game with player 3? But I have not yet come back and said, all right, cool, the rules of the game have changed. There's going to be 3 chairs now, and we are going to have a player 3. That means the rhythm we've been going in should also adjust. We are now going to go pa, 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 or pa, 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 instead of pa, pa, slapping our hands together. You teach little kids that because also even as kids, you can see it with kids. A child is fond of you, is playing with you. Another child comes, they start fighting. Because you have not introduced, you also may, perhaps as the adult has not said, hey, look, now we're playing with others. We're playing with others and it's okay.
But this human need to possess somebody for me is an issue. Like even in friendships, you will find that my daughter told me years ago that she lost her best friend because she played with somebody else. And it's a girl situation, but that idea that no, you can only be my best friend, there's enough of us to go around.
You have enough best friends.
Your friend can be my friend.
And lovers. I just think, how do we move in a positive way? How do we change the narrative? I'm all about changing the narrative, especially for mental health, And I think in this case, wow, this is like a whole conversation. We can literally come
back a few
and
times.
for this one, how do we change? I think for now, how do we change the narrative so that it's done in a positive way? There's so many elements that you guys touched on: tools, play, introducing certain things, communication, and I think being conscious about what you're doing. And I think also not lying about what you are doing, being ethical all the time. And actually sticking to your ethics, man, to be like, I'm ethical now, and 10 years from now, I'm still going to be the same, ethical person, and not deciding to swap and change because this person looks this way, or, well, today I feel like doing this. How do we now start to kind of create a more healthy narrative?
I'd say from the first element that we've expressed of honesty, and I like what Lebo highlighted, that you get to learn what are your rules of play when you are mostly at yourself. So within like my little lonely boat, I've had chances and times to go like, okay, what do I want in a relationship? What do I want it to look like for me? What kind of game would I want to play? What would I want my everyday life to be structured like? So if you are not yet entirely honest with yourself to that degree, just don't get into it with another, because then you're just bringing them into your unfinished vision, and now they're putting doors where the windows should be.
Thank you. And I think a lot of the youth, I don't know if you guys agree with me, I think a lot of the youth, we need to learn from that. We're foolish. And I'm going to say it, we are. Myself as well, sometimes. Even though I don't admit it, we are very foolish.
Or naive, or rose-colored glasses. I'm not even sure what it is anymore.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Or it's lie to me. I like it because I've heard this. Women say, just lie to me instead of telling me the truth. A lot of women do know that their partners have got multiple people, but they'd rather be lied to. And normally this is when it comes to sexual interaction. Fool me. Tell me you love me. Tell me.
Make me numb, Nelson.
And then I'll open up, whereas they know that this is a one-night stand. They know that so I feel that it is about us being true to ourselves as well, to say that, am I ready for the truth? Am I ready to handle the truth? And like Freddie says, if you're not ready for this game, guys, if it's not for you, let it go. One-on-one, guys.
Look, I think any relationship, to be honest with you, like whether it be even business or friendship or whatever it is the honesty aspect, as we said. Like, play, all the cards on the table. This is what's happening. I think it would work. And my sole point, actually, if anybody can take away anything from what I said, is the fact that the human being is not willing to all the time have their cards, which makes it very difficult.
Isn't that part of the challenge? The fact that we're still trying to hide our cards.
But we shouldn't be hiding. That's what I'm saying. We shouldn't. You get what I'm saying? We shouldn't be hiding.
If you have one card, man, just rock up with your one card.
Yeah.
Play your card over and over again. Man. If you have a deck of cards, please spread them out.
Yeah.
We might want to see that ace.
Yeah. Because the love aspect is there. I love people. But I have to, even myself, like, attraction is attraction.
It's inevitable.
You get what I'm saying?
So my drug of choice is falling in love. So imagine falling in love multiple times, like
control.
Again.
So but also I think a lot of people think we all stuck in the monogamous thing. So even when they come to me, they'll pitch monogamy. Whereas you don't know what your partner will be open to until you have that conversation. So open conversations. We're going to talk forever.
That we're going to have this conversation when I get home. There's few people.
Yeah. I think that's a perfect way to end it off and wrap it up. Thank you so much. What I thought we were going to talk about, you guys you took it there and we love it. We're here for it. We could even have like a part 2.
Honestly.
And 3 and 4, but I won't push it.
A series.
But thank you so much once again. I really, really, really do appreciate it. I think I should put a plural there. We really do appreciate it. Good people, good energy, like I said. And guys, if you're out there, please definitely do watch it. Take a thing or two from it. I think conversations like this, like I said, we need to have them. I think certain social issues I've noticed, they like boil into each other. So if you are dealing with one but not dealing with the other, it will probably catch up to you, So once again, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And that's it from it. That is it from us, guys. Please definitely find us on Instagram at mattersandmore_. We also are on TikTok at mattersandmore. We have joined Facebook just recently. If you're not really into the Instagram thing, but you're into the Facebook thing, old people, we also are on Facebook.
Thank you for that.
We are on Facebook at mattersandmore. And if you guys would like to email us, please do so at info@mattersandmore.co.za. Other than that, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, wonderful people. And that's it from us.